You're listening to the Fayetteville 411 podcast, produced by the City of Fayetteville, where you will get information about city government and the programs and services they provide. You'll get topics of interest and an inside look into the various departments that help keep our city moving. I'm John Salling.
And I'm Sherri Kropp. Thanks for listening to the Fayetteville 411 podcast. This podcast is just one way the city shares information with our residents. Today, we're going to talk about a program that the city has collaborated with or participated in for probably more than 8 years, and that is the ICON program. And John and I have with us today Sarah Banduraga. I knew I was going to mess that up. And we have Emily Freeman to talk about this great program and how it's been getting high school students active in our community. So welcome.
Thank you for having us. You have the perfect voice for the radio. It's so smooth. Love it.
Well, that's why he hosted.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I do the intro.
So, Sarah, let's start with you and just talk about what the ICON program is.
Absolutely. So ICON, well, I'll start with what it stands for. It stands for Innovative Career Opportunities Now. It is our internship program that allows students to work in paid internships during the summer. The students have to apply for the program. Once they apply, they come through workshops with industry partners where they learn resume skills, interview skills, general employability, and then we give them a financial literacy piece as well. After their workshops, they are given a list of all of the companies that are participating in the program. Then the students themselves choose which internships they would like to interview for. Mm-hmm. We invite the business partners out on a Saturday, and each business interviews the students that applied for their positions, and then the businesses decide who they would like to hire. So after the students are hired, they work from 4 to 6 weeks, 32 hours a week, while they are earning, a paycheck. And then at the end of it, as long as they have completed all the components of it as well, they also earn a high school credit that counts towards their graduation that goes on their transcript.
That is so great. There's so many benefits to not only the students, but the participating businesses as well.
Yes.
How many organizations or businesses do you usually have participate?
Typically, we have around 30 businesses that participate each year. This year has been a little less, but typically we have around 30.
And how many students?
So this year we had over 1,000 students apply. And then we ended up having right around 115 total interns from that.
And what kind of growth is that over other years for students-wise?
It's huge. So when I took over the program, we had 22 interns to begin with. And I was like, nope, we need to do more. We had 4 businesses and 22 interns. And it's, we're well over 100 interns now. And like I said, we typically go around 30 businesses.
Awesome. And it sounds like a great collection of those kind of soft interview skills that they're going to need in the workplace.
Oh, absolutely. And we like to get feedback from business partners as well. And we're like, what do you see young people missing? What skills do they lack? And they always say soft skills. They don't know how to make eye contact. They don't know how to shake hands. So we really try to enforce that during our workshops. Like when you go into your interviews, you need to shake the interviewer's hands. You need to thank them before you leave. Make sure that you're looking at them when you're answering questions. So we really try to prepare them for interviews, but a lot of them are very nervous when they go in. After their first interview, they kind of shake off the nerves, and then they do better typically.
And why is it important that we do this program and get these students out into the community?
Well, I really think the importance of that is for the students really to be out in the community to see what Fayetteville has to offer. By being a part of the internship program and getting to see the different organizations and businesses, the students are able to see different departments throughout the internship and experience different opportunities throughout the internship. Maybe seeing that something that they thought they wanted to do or what they thought maybe they didn't want to do. We try to help students understand to follow your true passion and see what different jobs are available to you within the city.
Yeah. And we can keep people here in Fayetteville. I think that, workforce development is so important and, building up our future workers are important.
Exactly.
So giving the businesses the opportunity to build their own pipeline. Yesterday we did an interview with Cross Creek Subaru, and one of their interns that they had from last year is actually now a full-time employee. And so it does work. People are able to start as interns and then lead into full-time employment. And our employers, like Jay Barr from Cross Creek said yesterday, he said, Sarah, when we get them young, they're loyal to us. They stay with us. And then we also get to mold that employee so they don't come in with bad habits. They, don't come in jaded. So we get them when they're still fresh. So it is a great program, and it does impact, our greater community.
And I think that the students really appreciate the opportunity as well. Again, just referring to yesterday's interview, we had a student that just started working at Cross Creek Subaru, and he was a participant of the Icon program last year. And Jay Barr was talking about how well the student had done and how he was excited to have him, and just had some really great things about him. And the student, which I guess now he's an employee.
Yeah, an employee.
He sat there and he said, wow, I really didn't know that that's like how you felt about me, about how I have such a great attitude and a strong work ethic, which just proves why I don't want to disappoint anyone here. Like, I'm here to do a good job. Like, this truly is my passion. And he was actually a student in the IT Academy at Pine Forest High School. And he said, after going through the internship, I decided that it was important to really follow my true passion, which is working in a shop. And now he's been hired as a technician.
That's awesome. And I know here with the City of Fayetteville, we have many different departments with various jobs. And I know from my past experience working with the interns, they really get hands-on, especially some of the interns that are in the information technology department. They're in there taking computers apart and, learning, and they're building mentorships also with some of the staff. So it's such a positive thing.
Yeah, and I think that's another great thing about the internship is like and I tell this when we, are promoting the program, like, you're not working, with a bunch of other teenagers. You're working with professionals, people that have been in the industry 20, 30 years. So they can, like you said, mentor you and give you advice. Like, what classes should I take when I go to college? Do I need to go to college? What, credentials or certifications should I get? And I think that when I look at the students, when they first start to the end of their internship, they have grown so much as, individuals, and they're more confident, and they, just take so much from it. It's not just a summer job. They are really gaining, really valuable skills that they can use for the rest of their life.
And they're building their network.
Yes.
So being in these businesses and organizations, we constantly tell the students, like, these people that you're working for, they're great for your network. They maybe will serve as a letter of recommendation for you if you are applying for college or for a scholarship, or when you need another internship, when you come back as if you are going to college or whatnot. Also, a lot of them on breaks and things like that. So maybe it's just want to keep them on or come back for during spring break and winter break and things like that. So it's really important that they understand that. And again, as time goes on and we go in and check on them throughout the program, you can see that they're really understanding, like, the full circle moment and, like, the opportunity. And even talking to that student yesterday, we asked him to give the other interns, like, a piece of advice, and he was like, really just like, enjoy the whole full experience, like, take every moment in, because you just don't understand, like, what great of an opportunity this truly is.
And you've answered, like, one of our next questions.
Yes.
We were going to ask about the impact, and you just answered that. And I know we've had some interns that are repeat.
Yes.
So what grades? Does it start as a sophomore through seniors, or?
They can be as young as freshmen. It's ages 15 until essentially they graduate. So most of we had a lot of freshmen apply, a lot of 15-year-olds. They might not be able to get every job. Some companies require, them to be 16 or 17, but they can apply as young as 15 years old. So I know the City of Fayetteville, PwC, they have 15-year-olds working for them. We do tell the employers how old they are, but it's up to the student to go in. I mean, a 15-year-old might be a better fit than, an 18-year-old. So it's, again, we put it it back on the employer to decide who they think will be the best fit for their company, for their department.
What do you find kind of rewarding out of this program and putting it together?
That's a great question. The most rewarding part to me is just seeing the difference it makes in the children and how much they grow. But it's also rewarding to know that we're pouring back into our community. Like, I live in Fayetteville. I grew up in Fayetteville. I went to Terry Sanford, and I still live in this community. And, it's rewarding to be able to pour back into our community, to give back to these businesses and give back to the students that are here. Again, so that hopefully they stay in Fayetteville, they stay here, they work here, and we can just grow a better community.
I think even from the get-go, to me, it is very rewarding just to see the students, like when Sarah goes out and she's just promoting the program, to them like coming up afterwards and like asking questions, to coming to the workshops. And then immediately that first like big rewarding experience is when they're all walking in on interview day and they are all dressed up. They have their resumes, like they are taking it so seriously. So all the work that we put in prior to it, like it starts the summer off with like, this is why we do it. Like, all these students are here because they want to work and they're here for their interviews and they're trying so hard. So I feel like it just starts the summer off with like that rewarding feeling from the get-go. Just seeing the growth from just it being promoted to asking questions to going to a workshop to actually going in and doing those professional interviews with the business partners. And then the business partners just being blown away and fighting for students. Just because after the interviews, the businesses are selecting their interns and some of them want the same one. So I feel like it just starts the summer off like just exciting and very rewarding as well.
Okay, what do we hope the students get out of this program?
The main thing that I hope that students get out of this is they kind of figure out what they want to do for their future. I tell students all the time, when I was their age, I thought I was going to be a homicide detective. So I went to school, majored in criminal justice, got out, worked with the City of Fayetteville's probation office for 3 months before realizing this wasn't for me. So I was like, I just wasted 4 years of my life getting this degree. What am I going to do now? So I tell them, do an internship. I want you to figure out what you want to do, or like in my case, what you don't want to do. So then you can pivot. So you don't have to pivot when you're $20,000, $30,000 in debt from college. You can pivot now. Just like we said, the one student pivoted from IT to automotive. So the main thing I want them to get out is just, figuring out what they want for their futures, and then being able to take the knowledge and the advice that they get from their mentors and be able to apply that.
Right. So really just being able for us to help guide them with their academic and their career goals. So I feel like the internship program really hits both of those. Again, building their network. And I always say, like what Sarah says, figuring out what you want to do or figuring out what you don't want to do. Because if you don't like what you do, then I feel like your days are going to be very hard. And just surrounding yourself with people that like what they do also. So, the camaraderie and things that I hear as they're working through their different internships and the people they work with and how they tell me that they're laughing and having a great time. And I just feel like that's, just something for them to consider thinking about their future too, that they want to be in a work environment that is positive, that they enjoy, and figuring out what their true passion is.
And I know at the end of the program, there's like a grand finale where they go and they display their projects that they've worked on, or talked about the projects that they've worked on. And it's kind of open to all of the organizations that hired the interns, and they get to talk with them and speak with them and find out what they've learned and what they've gained from it. Talk about that final thing.
Yeah, and we've done that in the past, and this year we are doing something very similar to that. It won't be in July. We're going to do it in October so we can invite more businesses out. So we're going to ask all the businesses that participated, we're going to ask them to bring a friend. Bring a friend. Let them hear about this program. So not only are you going to see what all the interns did this summer, but we also, again, we have 30 businesses, but like I said, we had 1,000 students apply. So we want the businesses to bring other businesses. We want this program to continue to grow. So I can possibly give every student that applies for this an internship. But it's just a great way for the businesses to come out and see, what the interns did, talk to other interns, see what other companies hired, and, just it's a big networking event.
Right, and truly hearing the testimonials not only from the businesses but from the interns and the success stories. So I feel like when you have that full circle moment, that full story, that really pulls on the heartstrings of the people in the community. Like Sarah said, I'm from Fayetteville also, so we're here to like give back, and I feel like when I hear stories like that, I'm like, oh, like I want to be a part of this, and that's what I hope like the other businesses that come as the Bring a Friend will take away from that.
And as we're talking about having kind of a challenge in recruiting those businesses, where can they go if they want to find out more or if they want to sign up?
They can always shoot me an email, or they can go to Cumberland County Schools website to the Career and Technical Education page and find the little icon logo and find more information there. But they can always send me an email, call me, text me, find a way to get a hold of me.
We will come to you.
Yes, we will come to you. But yeah, we definitely want more businesses to get involved. And a great thing about ICON is I know the city of Fayetteville uses IDI services. So if a company has an issue with hiring a 16-year-old, maybe you don't want to put them on your insurance or your payroll. We work with the staffing companies. So IDI services will handle the payroll, the insurance, the liabilities, the background check, and the drug screening, all for the business. So the business just has to pay a one-time flat fee, and then the intern just comes and works for them for that given amount of time or that they selected. So it makes the process really seamless for the company, so they don't have to worry about someone coming on and off or the insurances and liabilities of hiring a 16-year-old.
It is a great, great program. And we're going to talk to a couple of interns and get their perspective on the program and talk about some things that they've learned. And we appreciate both of you coming on to talk about it.
Yes, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
All right, and now we're joined by Talayza and Michael, two of our interns from around the city of Fayetteville. How are you two doing today?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us again here. And so can you tell me some about what you've been doing with the city in the program here?
Well, I'm in the IT department, and really in a nutshell, we've just been going around helping all the different IT departments assist the city with all of its technical needs and services and all that different type of stuff.
Okay. And Talayza?
I'm in the finance department, and basically a summary of what we do is we basically help the economic part of Fayetteville, and we help it get to the best abilities as it can. And I contribute by helping it to get digitally, because my department is trying to step away from paperwork and trying to get it all digitally. So I try to transfer them to doing it all on computer, and that's how they basically try to help it economically.
That's great, because that's a lot of data that we need to put in. Yeah.
And so what's kind of surprised you guys so far with some of the things that you're doing?
Honestly, to be honest, I think it's surprising that how much someone could use their money, or how much somebody could spend money in unnecessary ways or necessary ways, and having it come back to the department it shows you the type of people that we have in Fayetteville, how responsible they could be with their money and how unresponsible they could be, and it shows their type of character as a person. And it surprises me because when I was young, I thought all adults were responsible with their money. Like, they had bills, they had kids, whatsoever, and you really get a real feel of how it really is.
I love when she says, "When I was young."
Yeah, right?
You make us
younger.
Okay. Jeez. So, Talayza, is finance something that you're interested in going into in the future? Is that why you chose that?
Definitely. When I applied for this position, I think that finance was something that appealed to me the most, because when I was younger, I loved money. I just love money, and I knew finance had something to do with money, and I love money. Yeah, it definitely appealed me.
Okay. And Michael, what's kind of surprised you with IT?
Well, I think the thing that surprised me the most about IT is that there's just so many facets of it that a lot of people don't know about. Like, IT really helps in almost every category of the city, of building the city and helping it function. Like, they deal with maps, they deal with client services and just basic technological needs and things like that. So I think that's really shocked me, just how much IT helps the city.
And is that something you kind of are interested in
Yes, I've been interested in IT since I was little. My dad's been in cybersecurity for years, so that's always influenced that.
Okay. Yeah. And it is a task because we have well over 1,600 employees in the city. And, many have a city phone. Those have to be maintained. We have our desktop computers. And there's a lot of network things that go on behind the scenes that people don't think about that keeps the city running. So that's an interesting department to work for.
Sure is.
Yeah.
It really is.
So do you feel like you've been building some relationships with the staff in the IT department since you've been working there?
Yes, I think I've really connected with a lot of different people in the different areas of IT. Just not everybody, because I haven't gotten to speak to everybody yet, but pretty much everybody in IT I've had some sort of interaction with, some sort of conversation with, just not even just about the job field. Like, we just have basic conversations, and I think it's really helped me with networking in general and just finding more people that have the same interests as me and some people that have different interests as me that I'm interested in now.
Talayza, your take on that?
The people I have met in finance, I think they're amazing people. I feel like as someone that is young and a minor, I feel like being around people that have been in the program or department for years, it really puts an influence on you on what it's really like. And they always talk to me about how finance is really, how it really functions. And getting to talk to people that have been in that for years, it really teaches you how it is and the process of getting used to it. And the people I've been around, my mentor, she's amazing. I love her. I share my cubicle with this lady named Kristen. She's amazing. I love her. And everyone I've met is so amazing.
So what would you tell another youth that might be interested in going into this program?
I would definitely say that it's amazing. I feel like it's an amazing opportunity to be able to get work experience, especially if you want to be in an office type of environment when you get older. And I feel like over time you get used to it. If you're the type of person that doesn't want to work outside and wants to stay in the AC or whatnot, I feel like it's very, very cool. Definitely it takes practice. You're gonna get trained, you're gonna do whatever you need to do, and I feel like your passion, it could always lead to something good. So yeah.
And it's a great internship because you get paid too.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
and you like
too.
money, Talayza. So.
I do.
And Talayza, you've been in for a couple of years. Between PwC and here, has it kind of affected your thoughts on future careers?
I would say compared what I do now to what I did at PwC, I feel like I would definitely prefer the finance department, not because of the people or anything, obviously, but it's because what I do now, it appeals me more. What I did at PwC, it was great. I loved the people. I loved everything. And I kind of worked with Microsoft Excel at both. I feel like you're going to work with that in most office jobs. So I feel like it has changed my perspective because when I was at PwC, I worked in the customer programs department, and I'm more definitely appealed to finance.
Sure.
I don't know, it appeals me more. Sure. I can't explain it, but yeah.
Now, what grade are you in?
I'm going to 11th.
I'm going to 12.
Okay, so you're going to be a senior.
Yes, ma'am.
And so your plans after high school is to do what, Michael?
I'd like to go to college, preferably a 4-year university, but I'm still trying to decide on if I want to go to a community college or not. I'm just not really sure, but I know I want to go for computer science and try to get into the cybersecurity field. Mm-hmm. But I'd like to do it in the military, so I'd like to find a place where I can do Air Force ROTC and take my skills into the Air Force.
Sounds like you got a nice plan there.
Thank you.
What about you, Talayza?
After I graduate, I plan on going to a 4-year university as well. I am in the mix of UNC Chapel Hill or A&T. I want to go, my major, I want to be in the biomedical field. I want to be an anesthesiologist.
Wow.
When I start. I know it's a process of 8 to 12 years. It's a 4-year university, medical school, and a residency. So after I finish that, I plan to be an anesthesiologist.
Well, I hope you bring those skills back to Fayetteville and stay here. Don't take those valuable skills somewhere else. We need you here.
Oh, yeah. What's kind of your guys' take on like the value of this program, of the importance of getting into the field and like doing a little bit of this work and checking out some of the interview process, I believe I heard?
I just think it's a really great way to start out discovering what you really want to do, because getting into this internship, I really wanted to focus on cybersecurity, but like I said, after discovering how many facets of IT there really are, it's really opened my eyes to all of the opportunities I have in the program and in life in general. And I think this program really challenges you to step out of your comfort zone. I'm just speaking for like the IT department, because I'm not really a talker like that. So stepping out of my comfort zone and going around and talking to people that I've never met before has really opened my eyes to all of the things that you can do.
My takeaway is that overall, I think it's a wonderful experience for these 6 weeks that I've been able to do it. And last year, I feel like it really helps you to discover who you want to be, like Michael said. And I feel like it really puts you to the test. Like, you could say you want to be in one major or one occupation, but when you really get into the office, you're like, I don't want to do it anymore. So it really puts you in the process of what you really want to do. Because you could say you want to do something, but you really don't have the strength for it. So I feel like it puts you to the test, and I feel like it's a wonderful experience to discover who you are.
Well, it's been great having you on the program, and thank you for choosing the city of Fayetteville for your internship. We really appreciate it, and I'm glad to hear, I'm glad to hear that you guys are gaining these valuable skills from this internship program.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and sharing your thoughts with us here today.
No problem.
You're welcome.
That wraps it up for this episode of the Fayetteville 411. The Fayetteville 411 is one of several podcasts that the city produces for our podcast channel, Radio Fayetteville, as we provide timely and informative updates every week on a variety of topics related to the city of Fayetteville. Be sure to subscribe to Radio Fayetteville on Apple iTunes, the iTunes podcast app, as well as the Google Play Music Podcast portal.
You can also listen to every podcast that Radio Fayetteville has to offer by downloading the Faye TV streaming app, available now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV. You can view all our video content by visiting fayetv.net. To get information about city services, go to our webpage at fayettevillenc.gov. Thanks for joining us.